I know right now so many of us are frustrated because we can't get out there. We think that we have all these desires in our heart. We have this thirst that's just not being quenched. And if I could just get out there, I could do something about it. I could fulfill some of my deepest desires. Well, I think that during this time, one of the graces that we're going to see, and I'm praying for, is the grace that we will see that our desires are not going to be ultimately fulfilled out there. That actually we need to stay in here. That the Lord is giving us this time right now to go deeper. Not to play life on the surface, not to go out there and just try to find solutions to all of our desires or our problems in life. But to go into the mystery of ourself, to go to the deepest part of ourself. That's why the deepest foundational thing that we need to get right in all of our pillars is the spiritual pillar. We need to get the spiritual part of our life right because that's the deepest part of the human person. It's the deepest part of ourself. And if we don't go there, and if we don't engage that part of ourself, then we'll always play life on the surface. You know, one of my favorite definitions of prayer in the Catechism. Remember I told you to read that third and last part of the Catechism that's on Christian prayer? It's so rich. Well, one of the definitions of prayer that is there says this. It says that prayer is our encounter with God's thirst for us and our thirst for Him. It's that humble realization that we have an infinite thirst that can't be fulfilled with finite things of this world. That we have an eternal thirst that's just not going to shut off. And it can't be filled with temporary things. Yet in our life, isn't that what we mostly do when we go out there? We say, if I were to get out there, I could quench this thirst that I have in my life. And the Lord is like, if you would engage in prayer, if you would come to me, the infinite, the eternal, I will be the one who will be able to quench that eternal and infinite thirst that you have. It reminds us of that scene in John chapter 4, the woman at the well, when Jesus encounters her. Like, do you see what's happening in there? She comes because she has thirst. She's coming to a well to drink. And she is the image and symbol of all of humanity who has all of these thirsts. And she's just looking to quench her thirst in everything of the world. She keeps going out there. And she thinks she's going to find the answer. And she's tired of herself and she's sick of the world. She doesn't know who she is or what the world's all about. And she's sick of life. And it's there that Jesus encounters her when she is dying of thirst. But what is the first thing that Jesus says to her? Did you catch it? Go back and look at it. Jesus says to her, "Give me a drink." She's the one who's thirsty. And Jesus says, "Give me a drink." He's giving her the solution of her deepest desire of her heart. She's been looking out there, but he's saying, "I'm going to show you something in there." He says to her, "Give me a drink. I thirst for you. I thirst for your life. I thirst for your soul. I have eternal solutions. I have living water." And she says, "What? Give me that always. Like if you have a solution, then I'm in." Right now, if we're sick of all the solutions of the world, if we're sick of looking out there, or if we're sick of waking up every day and not feeling fulfilled in life and not experiencing peace in our life, then maybe we need to look in here. We need to look at Him, the eternal and the infinite solution. What are the ways that we're going to allow Him into our life? This week, we're going to talk about how to do that. What are some methods of prayer? I know a lot of times we talk about prayer, but what are things that we can do? How can we engage Him? How can we engage His thirst? And how can our thirst engage Him? God's life is perfect without us. Yet it's still incomplete without our participation in His. Objectively speaking, He doesn't need us. Objectively speaking, He didn't have to create us. But it was His eternal plan that He would share life with us and that we would participate in His life. That's what love is. When we go deep in prayer, we experience the depth of love. We experience the depth of our heart. We experience that our hearts and our desires can be quenched in the eternal solution.